We had a chance to visit with quarterback Devin Leary on the offensive side of the football. Now we're going to turn our attention on the defensive side of the football, particularly in the defensive backfield where we have Chris Ingram and Teshaun Smith joining us now. Both of them cornerbacks, both of them coming off of injuries last year. I guess let's start with you, Teshaun, and say, how is the shoulder recovering? And then we'll go to you, Chris, and see how your knee's doing. Tay?
My shoulder, I would have to say it's about 90 to 95% right now. Recovery has been going well. Therapy has been going well. My whole support team has been.
For myself as well, recovery is going well, better than we actually expected it to be. And
even if you were 100% healthy, there's no football facility you can go to. How are you trying to gear your mind to play football in the fall? Chris?
Probably again, mentally, we just try to push ourselves when we rehab, push ourselves to like fatigue. Even like I at the end of rehab, I'm sweating, my shirt is drenched, and like we just talk about it every single time. Like every single time when we do that, like we try to like push ourselves to fatigue, where like the breaking point, as well as like trying to build the strength back in our body.
My injury is a shoulder injury, so for me, I'm still able to run and do stuff like that. So just going outside and actually linking up with a couple of my teammates, we'll go to the field, get some running in, get some defensive back work in, and just the mental standpoints at home, just studying, getting more film in, going to the playbook, just putting myself to work.
How difficult was it to be injured last year and have to miss games, not be out there with your guys?
It hurt us bad. Because like, I don't think either of us have ever been like injured to the point where we weren't able to compete in the sport that we love so much. So for us to be injured, have to like be on the sideline, try to like be there as a teammate and also like help coach.
The last game me and Chris played in that we both got injured in was the last game we actually won. So sitting up in the stands or being on the sideline and just watching us lose and us not being able to do anything to help contribute to the team, it just hurt us really bad.
Guys, we have a special guest joining us now. You may recognize him. Your new coach, Brian Mitchell. Coach Mitchell, welcome to the discussion. Two of your guys that I know you will love to have back on the field. Coach?
How you guys doing?
All right, well.
I sent out a text to him telling him, I can't wait to get him on the field, can't wait to coach him. Can't wait to see the experience that they're going to bring to that corner room and the excitement and the leadership that they're already bringing. So I'm excited for him, and I'm excited for the Wolfpack.
Coach Mitchell, how are you staying in touch with your cornerbacks and being able to kind of continue the progression of learning the system that you want to implement? How are you guys able to stay in touch, and what are you doing to stay in touch?
Yeah. Well, Zoom's a great thing. We're meeting every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 10 o'clock. Chris is making sure guys are up, they're alert, they're paying attention. Coach Gibby is still installing the defense, what we didn't get installed for spring ball. So, I mean, we're staying in touch on a regular basis with these young men. Plus, these guys are professionals. They do everything the right way. They're getting their workouts in the morning with their rehab assignments along with doing extra, and they're sending me video of it.
Coach, you mentioned Zoom's a great thing. I guess it is a way to keep up with guys and see guys, but how much do you miss that face-to-face opportunity to have a conversation with your guys and just coach your guys face-to-face?
You can still connect. You just can't evaluate, and I think that's the biggest thing right now, only having 5 practices in spring ball. You like to still evaluate, their athleticism on the field as well as in the weight room and things like that. But we're staying connected. I mean, Coach Dorn has emphasized that.
Coach Dorn was saying that there's an accountability team that's been established. How has that been for you guys to have that, to where you are, even though you may be miles apart, you're able to keep up with everybody and make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to do?
It helps us because it helps us communicate and stay, connected with our teammates. We talk about, just regular stuff, and as well as talking about, like, what all we have to do as far as like get to the level we need to get to. So that's us taking each other accountable as far as, making sure we do our workouts, making sure we doing everything right in the classroom and also eating right.
Well, I got 3 defensive backs here in the Zoom room on the Zoom mobile. So I can ask the 3 of you, who talks more junk, wide receivers or defensive backs, and why?
Mm,
I'm going defensive back.
yeah, it depends on the receiver though, and it depends on what type of day he having. If he he feeling a little froggy, he gonna say a couple things, but I feel like I'm probably start something before anybody else will.
Well, I'm always under the impression you let your work, dictate what you do, and I'm not going to hold my guys back from doing what they do. I mean, if that gives them a little more confidence or swag, go for it. But there's nothing more to be said when you whip someone's butt across that field for 60 minutes than
For sure.
just doing your work. So
What role does confidence play in playing defensive back?
I would have to say it's everything, because if you're not confident in yourself, then why should somebody else be confident in you?
That confidence thing gonna take you a long way, especially at corner specifically. Like you're gonna have some ups and some downs, but at the same time, like if you got that confidence, it ain't nothing but to bounce back the next play.
having played the game a lot of years, I think it's the hardest position on the field. In what we're facing these days with the run and shoots, the wide open spread offenses, and I think you need space players. And in order to stop the run, you're going to put more pressure on some aspect of your unit. And in our unit, it's going to be the corners, and the corner's going to need to, have that memory that is pretty quick to forget, bad things, but also build upon it. And anything that goes well, you still need to move forward, because the next play could be just a different play. You can defend 8 vertical routes and give up 1, and that's a good day. But you can also, defend, 8 vertical routes and give up 8 vertical routes, and that's a bad day. So I think it's the hardest position. I think you need to have that confidence. You need to have trust in your technique and your abilities, and just know there are going to be some bad days, but you need to have more good days stacked up opposed to bad days.
That's pretty cool. Got to have coach drop in. All right, let's continue the conversation. Just a couple more questions for you guys. You both got to play as true freshmen. How much of a learning experience was it for you? And can you relate to the guys last year that had to go in and play as true freshmen, a position that's so difficult to play?
As a true freshman, being in 2 different, positions, corner and at nickelback, I felt like just being able to experience that was like probably the best like welcome to college football experience that you're gonna get. Because I feel like those are the 2 hardest positions on our defense.
Lucky Chris is a year older than me, so me playing as a true freshman, he was already a sophomore. So him and Nick McLeod really brought me in and just really gave me a little boost above certain freshmen that I don't think a lot of people would get from their older teammates. So just being around the older guys and really just understanding certain things and just have them in my corner, just being with me all through the way of my freshman year was really pretty much what excelled me.
The freshmen from last year, because they didn't really have like us as far as like the older guys in their position room to be able to be on the field with them and help them correct the mistakes they would have, like, during a game or during practice. They just had to, taking that coaching, like you can get coaching from your coach, but like coaching from like someone that's also on the field with you, you can watch them. Having that is like a lot different and better.
One final question. Chris, I understand you play the trombone. Do you have it with you? Can you?
Yeah, but do I have it with me currently? I do not have it with me currently.
There's your out.
But yeah, so yeah, that's the only kill about that. But I did play trombone for about 4, maybe years. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Teshaun, you got any musical skills?
No, I have no musical skills. I have art skills. I can draw and paint and stuff like that.
Well, I can't draw and I can't play music, so you guys have me beat on both of those. Hey, I appreciate you guys taking time to spend with us, and look forward to seeing you back on the field hopefully this year. Take care.
Yes,
All right. Thank you.
Have a good one.